GP. Oh no, it doesn't.
Yeah, you just have to kill DRS, and I'll just spawn in a car. Give me a second.
Okay, just look at quali and we'll know.
Let me spawn in the max car stop.
Did you toggle it now or?
I did not touch it.
Okay. I think it's automatically on. Actually, I think it's off automatically. Should I turn it on now?
Let's just check. Let's just check.
I think it's automatic. Okay.
Where's the DRS line? Yeah, no, it's on. We have got DRS.
It's on? Okay. Should I leave it on or disable it for now?
Leave it on, leave it on. In the
Okay.
race, in the beginning, we'll just turn it off. Let me just make sure you have this all good.
Okay, okay, I got you.
Alright, Frosty, can you stream your Roblox screen on Discord, please?
Alright, we got 2 minutes. Oh, what about safety car?
Poco. I don't know where the fuck he is. Hold on.
Oh, we got an actual safety car driver. Damn.
Okay,
Yeah.
mute the system audio real quick and then just announce whenever we're gonna actually start the stream.
So Poco needs to be us in the VC. Be with
Just,
us.
yeah,
in the
mute it.
VC. Yeah, you're not gonna like stop me.
Hello, everyone. Again here, in the test race. Not a test race anymore, actually. You know, it's been not been a while. It's been a day since we last had our test race, but now we have approximately 4.5 kilometers or 2.8 miles for you guys in America of circuit length with 17 turns. The main straight being the Parabolica, right after turn 2. And yeah, I mean, what are you gonna think of this, Omar?
Yeah, I think we're expecting a good race, good start of the season. After a long while from our last race, opening this race of season 3, I think we're up for a treat.
Yep. And yeah, so you know, yesterday obviously it was a test race, shorter things, shorter, but it was just an experiment. But I mean, now you know, Little Max, he dominated, not necessarily dominated, but he capitalized off of New Roma in the Williams. And so, what do you think of Little Max's performance, and how do you think he'll be able to perform today?
I think Little Max has practiced obviously to this race during the break. I think he's gonna perform just like yesterday. It's gonna be a surprise. We've got 32 laps of racing, so it's gonna be up to the strategy as well.
Yep. I mean, yeah. I mean, the hard tires are obviously pretty, are really, really, poor performance, and so it's really just gonna be a mix of between, soft tires and medium tires, and just finding the right mix between the two, because obviously you really wouldn't want to take on the hard tires unless you really want to, take that performance dip. But yeah, we're just gonna really be expecting a lot of one stops today, maybe two stops, depending if people want to go on a more aggressive strategy, but most likely not. And so yeah, it's yeah. What do you think? In terms of pit strategy, what do you think will happen?
Well, so in terms of the strategy, I believe the softs tire gonna be about 10 to 15 laps until the degradation gonna start. That's Hockenheim. This track has very low degradation, so I
Yeah.
assume it's gonna be around 10, maybe 12, 15 laps until it's gonna degrade. Around lap, I guess 17 to 20, we're gonna get the pit lane open. The pit stop window is gonna come in. Then they're probably gonna switch to the medium tires for around 25 laps, maybe up to the end. Depends how they wanna push. Maybe we'll see a two-stop with soft, medium, soft. Maybe we'll see medium, soft only. Up to the drivers.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much going to be aggressive today. Depends a whole lot on, who. So first, press safe. But I think it's just going to be really aggressive today. I mean, yesterday we had Little Max just pressuring New Roma, and New Roma led to whole mistake in between that. And so, I mean, today, just using that tactic of intimidation and whatnot, just learning, Little Max and New Roma, that's your top two to kind of watch today, because they're going to be competing head to head on a kind of race win. And yesterday it was a four-way battle until I think around lap 10, when they started to fall off. But what do you think?
It is. This track can be very punishing in the corners. Let's say in the hairpin, you can dive in. You can brake a little bit later than usual, and then you can go deep. And if you don't get careful on the acceleration, you're just gonna find yourself in the sand, stuck. You're gonna try not to do it. Try to brake not that early, brake on the line, and then enter, push just left in, hit the apex on the inside, careful on the throttle, and be careful.
Yeah, I mean, biggest overtaking spot is the hairpin. Of course, it's a slow speed corner, and so whenever you're diving in, you need to make sure to brake as late as possible, but not lose any of that time accelerating back up. Because if you lose that time, you've got a huge full throttle, full course, just doing everything. And so, I mean, if you ruin that hairpin part, it doesn't even matter about that entry speed. If you bottle that exit speed, then it's just not going to be great. But now, as we get into qualifying, 14 minutes to go, actually, just shy of 40 seconds passed. But yeah, what are your predictions for qualifying, Omar?
Well, I guess we're probably gonna have Little Max dominating. Um, let's say I remember a few. We've got a whole lot of new drivers this season, but I remember a few. We're gonna get maybe a few surprise. I remember
Yeah.
YC from a few season. He can maybe surprise us. That's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, and so the talk of this race is Little Max and New Roma. New Roma is actually a rookie. He's in the Williams, and so if he does well and performs well, I wonder if next season or maybe even mid-season he'll be able to make a move. And then also Little Max, he went all the way from Alpine to going from there to Alfa Romeo. And so a lot of driver changes, especially with the rookies. A lot of rookies today.
Yes.
And yeah.
Lots of new drivers, new faces, new names on the grid. Let's. New Roma is now entering that hairpin. Would you like to take us on a lap with him?
I mean, right now he's. Right now New Roma is on a flyer. I think that's with Geometry too. Geometry, I think, set an outlap there 1:13.7. So I think obviously like 10-11 seconds off the pace. New Roma goes a little bit wide off of that going into the Parabolica. A lot of the drivers are just bunching up together, and I wonder if that's going to be a little bit of a problem because of the vision and the blocking that will happen. But Geometry right now, he's
The
going
second corner there is pretty can be pretty punishing as well. You can brake a little too late and then just fly off the track, have not hit the wall, but just go off the track and have your lap time invalidated.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a really tricky part as it goes into Salch's curve. It's gonna go through the S's 14, 15, 16, and 17. He's gonna cross the line. Will he be able to improve? Obviously he will. 102.7. So approximately, I think, 11 seconds flat clear of his pass lap time. Person to watch now is YSI. Obviously, he was owner of the AWR. I think that's the name of it. League. He was previous owner of League, and now he's driving for Ferrari. The Scuderia. He's driving for them now, and yeah, he's proven multiple times that he's competent. Beat some world records, but I mean I think he ruined that lap, I think. And for now, I guess he's preparing for that outlap, going through the Saltus curve. The AlphaTauri is right behind him. But yeah, I mean he's going to prepare himself for the lap now. So
Yeah, there is starting right there on the big right hander. You're gonna try to stay on the inside of the track, not quite go that wide for the outside. Hard braking right turn, try to stay on the track, that's dangerous, you can get track limits right there.
yeah.
Now I've got a full hander, you've got to keep a little within the white line, trying to get the track limit. He's done a 12.6. We've had New Roma do 12.506. That's a perfect sector one, the fastest until now. Let's watch him.
All right.
Into the hairpin, left turn, another right. Stay within the track, the last right. Get down on the apex, accelerate up to the line. That's gonna be a 102.887. That just almost a tenth, around the tenth behind. Geometry will YC is gonna go first. Provisional fall, or should I say, leading this Q1.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I think the Mercedes. I think I saw one pretty early on, but yeah, I don't think they're in it right now. I think a lot of the drivers, 7 drivers to be missed right now in qualifying. I wonder if it's just a matter of timing or if it's just a matter of, just other stuff. As we see Geometry, he did do a flyer Y side, doing a 102.6, and so Geometry is gonna have to really budge off Y side's time, or else you will have to succumb to Y side's pole position. But New Roma, obviously in P3, and I think Little Max is not here today. Which is a little bit odd, a little bit strange, but I mean, gives more opportunity towards other people. And as we see Geometry, I think on his flying lap, going through the Parabolica, getting that DRS, or at least I think so. Or I guess he just left. Mitsukimaki, I think that's what his name is now. Did well. Last test race, he did pretty decently, fighting for the win, but eventually I think got either P3 or P4, and now he goes through the 17th quarter and he's starting his flying lap. What do you think of him so far, Omer?
Yes, I think he can be a good, surprising driver. I think he's got more in that car to see from him. Maybe get closer to the 102, get closer to that top 3, maybe to the front row on this qualifying.
Yeah. And so, I mean, yeah, this whole... everyone's got vision lag, a lot of people in this. I am sorry for you viewers, but that's just how it is. But yeah, I mean, Tsukiyumaki. I still can't get myself to properly say his name. I think, yeah, he's been doing really well. I think he's been obviously been really nice. He's been consistent. Not entirely sure if this is a rookie season, but I think it is. This goes through the last corner. He's going to cross the line. Will he be able to snatch off?
Whoa!
Only a 102.7. I mean, still budged off Geometry in the Ferrari, but I mean,
look at YC. Yes, 102.589. What a last sector. He had the first sector around the 10th down from his previous lap, and then just kept improving sector 2. And then the sector 3 gave a massive and quick sector, 2 tenths quicker than Tsukiyumaki in second place.
Yeah, I mean, T-Book too, yeah, yesterday he did also pretty well, although there was a lot less people. Doge, I think just came in for qualifying 1. I mean, he might have the possibility of getting knocked out, or not. I don't know if there is actually knocking out in this thing. But as of right now, yeah, it's still pretty much it's still pretty tame. Everyone's still trying to do their laps. I think the most action will happen at the 2-minute mark, 3-minute mark, somewhere around that. And yeah, I mean, yeah, Y-Size has been doing really good.
Yes, so we have now Geometry on a lap, 12.6 in the first sector, quicker than YC. Purple second sector is gonna be after the end. That's a 102.4. That's been an impressive middle sector. He was around 3 tenths quicker than YC. Lost around a tenth in the third sector, but there is tenth ahead of YC with a 102.486 Geometry there.
Yeah, and so New Rome at a 102.8, and his teammate almost a second slower than him. I wonder if he will be able to out-qualify his teammate eventually, or maybe in the session, who knows. Track evolution, and people just getting more used to it and trying to get more used to whatever. And yeah, I mean, right now it's still pretty much yeah, YC, he got his lap time got snatched off by Geometry, and Geometry, I think he's been doing very well. Ferrari, the Scuderia, has have had two constructors championships, not two drivers championships with one constructors championships. But yeah, I mean, as of right now, I mean, he's looking good. He's maintaining that Scuderia legacy from the last 2 seasons. But I mean, other people can still try to dislodge his lap time. And yeah, I think Wyside went a little bit too wide on there. I wonder what he said about that. Does not count.
Yes, and we've got Wasty right there in a lap earlier that's been quicker than all. He's improved he was quicker in the first sector than Geometry and pretty much equal in the second and third. He's pulling ahead by 31 hundredths of a second. That's a 102.456 P1 for the Scuderia Ferrari.
Nice. Also, Wyside, he dislodged Geometry's time. I mean, yeah, it's getting really competitive over here. I mean, it's not much of a, you know, gain. As you know, there's no collisions here, so there's not too much. But I mean, right now, I mean, the first position will look very good in the hands of Wyside. I think this is one of his first races here, another rookie. And yeah, he's trying to look to just take away that pole from Geometry, but I know that Geometry is just still pretty much competing towards that. And so, yeah, what do you think, Wilmer?
About YC, I think YC Geometry, we're up for a very good race. That's only Q1 and the guys are already pulling ahead. You can see the top 10 is separated by around seconds, which is very good. We've got Dodge jumping in 104.357. I saw down there Fish in the Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo had a decent lap, but in the last corner, if I'm not wrong, he received track limits.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he'll definitely have to attempt to get close to his teammate. I mean, he hasn't even made a lap yet and is around 2.5 minutes left of qualifying. And so, I mean, he's really have to, you know, compete towards that, or else, you know, he will have to succumb to, you know, just being last. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about the amount of people that will be eliminated, but it might be some, or it's just one session. But Wyside is currently, you know, he's currently on pole position. Tsukimaki, though, person to watch right now, P3. Will he be able to take the pole position or not? Who knows entirely. But yeah, right now, Omar, he's taking a little break. He's in another voice chat. He's just asking a little question, you know, just to be fair. But yeah, right now, I mean, yeah, he's gonna go through the right-hander. Now he's gonna go through Solstice Curve. And yeah, now he's gonna go through the S's. He's gonna keep attempting, has a little bit of a snap oversteer. But he corrects it quickly. He's gonna go through the final corner as he crosses the line. Will he be able to take pole position? Who knows? No, he will not. He will not improve from his position, but still a good effort from him. Geometry now on his flying lap. Now he's gonna go at the DRS, and now he will attempt to go through the Parabolica, trying to get through the hairpin, making as much entry speed as he can while getting a huge amount of exit speed, so that he can keep going through that right-hander. Braking now at the 100-meter mark. Lifting a little bit slightly. Now he's going to go through the right-hander. Now, touches that curb, goes a little bit wide, and now he's going to go to the right-hander again. Goes through the Solstice Curve. And he's now trying to hit that. Touches the sand a little bit, goes a little bit wide, and he has a little bit of oversteer. I don't think that will save him from pole position. He's gonna go through the final corner, but now he's gonna go into the pits. And so yeah, I think he's finished for now. As Wyside, his teammate, is going to go through the Solstice Curve again. I think this is also his outlap right now. As you know, he might be doing whatever he's gonna cross the line. I think to start his final his final lap. But as of right now, yeah, he's gonna go through turn 1, get that DRS, brake at the 100-meter mark. Now he's gonna attempt to go through here, going through the parabolica, gonna get a great exit off of there, cutting the corner a little, but just not enough to detect the corner cut. And so yeah, now he's gonna go through the hairpin. Now he's gonna get to that. And yeah, now he's gonna go through the right-hander again, breaking the 100-meter mark. He's gonna keep attempting, and yeah, what do you think of his effort so far, Omar?
Yes, I think Weiss is pushing hard. He wanna prove on his qualifying. I thought yes, he did. He got the track limit in sector 1 and didn't quite so well. I've received a word so that was the top 10 are going to advance to Q2, and then the top 5 will advance to Q3.
Yeah, as he crosses the final corner now, and now he tries to catch it, but he does not improve. But this is pole position for Y-side for Q1. This will not matter as he goes into Q2. Will he be able to keep this? He is only around, 400ths away from geometry, and so I mean this is going to be a very close battle for P1, for pole position. Who knows who will get whatever. And so yeah, I mean everyone's, I think, beginning to line up again now, and yeah, they're gonna attempt again. I mean, good effort from both of them.
Yes, and we're gonna see a very, I have to say, tough fight for that pole position. So the top 10 are going to advance into Q2, and then we're gonna get the top 5 in Q2 to advance into Q3 in the fight for pole position. So, and we can go back to what geometry had earlier in the hairpin. So that's what I was talking about earlier. That's gonna be super risky for the drivers right there. He saved it, as you see, but sometimes maybe in the race that's gonna be a dangerous corner to encounter and get that little bit of too late of the braking and too early on the power.
Yeah. So Pickles, Doge, Enzo, System, and Greg are out from Q1. They last one a 104.8, approximately 2 and I think 2.4 seconds off of last side and from pole position. And Pickles and Blot only separated by, I think, around a full second, or 9/10, I think, somewhere around that. And so, I mean, yeah, it was a bit of a gap, but I mean, he was still attempting. Good effort by both of them, and yeah, I mean, it's still definitely going to be a challenge now in Q2 with approximately 14 minutes left to go. Yeah, who do you think is? I think this might be top 10 now. So who do you think will be able to take pole position now that we've got Q1 under our belt?
I think well, probably you can't say at all. You can just have a few candidates. So it's probably gonna be between New Roma, Geometry, and YC. That were all of them, maybe Tsukimaki as well. They were very solid, very decent on the first qualifying. Now we're gonna see it in the second qualifying. We're gonna have the top 10 driver, and then the top 5 driver gonna move into the Q3.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's definitely been a little bit of a challenge for both drivers. And for the drivers knocked out in Q1, I mean, they're still gonna have to make a good impression. I mean, this is only round 1. First endorsed league race by Excel. If you guys don't already know, Excel sponsors this league with the Robux for the private servers because some of us are a little bit broke. But yeah, right now this is the official endorsed league. Other leagues, of course, are still very good. But yeah, right now it's yeah, this is the first, I guess, real race, in a sense. But yeah, as Geometry goes to the right hand, he might have cut that corner a little. I don't know if he will get a corner cut penalty for that. Goes through the right corner and then crosses into the Celtics curve. I mean, yeah, I mean, he's been doing pretty well. In Scuderia, he's been fighting his teammate YSI. And I think, yeah, that is a little bit too much for a valid lap. Yeah, he's starting his flying lap now. And what do you make so far of Geometry, Omer?
Yep, I think we're gonna see something from him. And right now we've got Tsukimaki on a lap 12.6 in the first sector. Purple second sector has been the fastest up to now, as well as Geometry enter the lap, and YC, almost all of them 12.6, almost identical lap times. There we go. Tsukimaki gonna go with a 1:02.735, which is a decent lap time. I don't think that's gonna be enough to challenge provisional pole, but that's definitely about to be enough to pass him. So I'm gonna assume that 102, anything in the 102 is probably gonna move over to Q3.
Alright, so yeah, Tsukimaki, I mean, I don't think he will be able to contend for pole position, but he will definitely have to be able to, you know, contend for the second row. Either third or fourth, I think mainly third though, as YSI and Geometry haven't set their times yet. New Roma still hasn't. Same with T-Buck or Blotz. Yeah, Blotz is, I mean, he was P10 last. Barely got eliminated, but I mean now he's barely out. And as T-Book goes through the surface curve, goes through the S's, 14, 15, 16, and 17 goes a little bit too wide. I don't think he will be able to make that lap count. I think he will be on another flying lap though. And yeah, what do you think of T-Book too, Omar?
T-Buck, I think T-Buck, he finished 7th. He was like around 4th, if I'm not wrong, behind P6. Maybe he has a shot of getting to Q3, but he's gonna need to work for it, and he's gonna need to improve his time to get towards the 102s, maybe very low 103s.
Yeah. And also, just to interact with the community a bit, where are you guys watching from? I mean, I know it's a little bit of a community that we've got here, a little bit of diversity of here. Someone here saying show us more of Hero. I'm not entirely sure who that is. Oh, Fish. And so yeah, I mean, let's watch Fish right now. Yeah, let's look at him right now. And yeah, he's in his Alfa Romeo. His teammates, Little Max, I don't think is here at all. T-Book, I think, takes P3. Goes into, you know, second row. Tsukimaki, whatever his name is, I cannot figure out what his name is pronounced anyways. But yeah, I mean, he's gonna go through the corner. He's gonna go through 14, 15, 16, and 17. Again, gets out of the final corner. Will he be able to improve? Yes, he will. He gets into P3, second row. But we only have 8 minutes left of qualifying. And so yeah, I mean, everyone in the chat, who do you guys will think will win, or at least get pole? Because I mean, it's definitely gonna.
Oh, that's nasty. Almost. The YC was very close right there. To the YC. Sorry. New Roma was very close to the wall there. It looked like he was pushing very, very hard, and he almost touched the barrier on the left-hand side of the main straight. So right now we had YC with the 102.474 goes for provisional pole, and Geometry with the 102.712 knocks Tsukimaki down to P3 and knocks Fish into the danger zone, while New Roma didn't even set his lap for now. Zara.
Yep, 7 minutes left to go. Oh, actually no, 8 minutes, but still. YSI took pole position, Geometry. Of course, like what we predicted. Tsukimaki, P3, still good effort from him. But now New Roma, I mean, yeah, he hasn't set a lap. he did do well last race. No, not the last race, the last test race. He did get a P2, but I mean, test race doesn't always equal to. But he takes pole position actually. Never mind. And yeah, Weiss is on a flyer now, and yeah, he's still gonna be attempting to snatch that pole position from New Roma, but New Roma has been doing very good actually in terms of performance. So I wouldn't be surprised if New Roma just kept that pole position. But yeah, right now, yeah, it's getting very tense, Omer. Do you think that Geometry will be able to improve his lap times? I mean, it's still 7 minutes left to go, now 6 minutes. And so yeah, but do you think he will be able to improve or not?
I think he will be able to improve, although he's safe. Maybe in Q3 he's gonna be able to improve. Right now he's 3/10 slower than what he was in the last qualifying in Q1. New Roma right there with an absolute beautiful of a lap. 102.414, that's the quickest we had so far. Listen to this, we improved 4.5 tenths from Q1. That's lots of time.
Yeah, and so right now it's a Scuderia 2-3, but will they be able to make it a Scuderia 1-2 right now? If they do, then it will make them lead the Constructors' Championship, but as of right now, it's more looking towards the 2-3. Even then, New Roma, I think his teammate, I'm not entirely sure again, but I mean, yeah, his teammate will have to perform again. He will have to match up to New Roma in order to get that Constructors title. Well, not Constructors title yet, but just get the lead in terms of it. And yeah, Alex right now in the Red Bull, we haven't heard much from Red Bull actually. They're a little bit humble right now. They're a little bit, you know, not really much, but he's gonna go through the soft curve, a little bit of a banking, so it kind of helps him a little. But I mean, yeah, he's gonna go through the S's, gonna keep through. He's gonna go through that final corner, and will he be able to improve? He's from P9. Crosses the line? No, he will not. And so yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate, but I mean, yeah, some people will have to just, you know, do whatever. Elio, he's P10, approximately 9 positions away from his teammates. If he can get that, pole position, not pole position, but at least lock in that second position with YSI, I mean, he will be able to have a huge advantage, because right now, qualifying, and you know, obviously it's not the race yet, but right now it's looking very much like it will go to the Scuderiers.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes,
What?
and we've seen the Williams there. The Williams is quicker than the Scuderia in the second sector, and the Ferrari are quicker in the first and third sector. That's gonna be good for overtaking in terms of the Williams, as they've got a longer sector in the second one. I assume it's gonna be the more speed they carry in towards the first right hand hairpin. Yes.
Yeah, go through the S's. I think, yeah, this is a lap time invalidated from Y-side Geometry. It's going to be attempting again. I mean, yeah, he's been trying to catch that pole position. He's been trying to snatch it lately, but as of right now, he is still right behind. There is no toe, unfortunately, in this game, but he will have to deal with the blocking of, I think, of the Alfa Romeo. And so right now, I mean, he's on a flyer. Omer, what's his timing sheets look like?
Yes. So we've seen our first now. All of our top 5 is below the 103. The Alfa Romeo is gonna have to work hard on its way down the field. It's gonna be in the top 5 in order to qualify for Q3 to have a shot at that pole position. We're gonna see him right now, I think, sitting in the garage. Yes, sitting in the garage and waiting.
Yeah. And so yeah, right now, I mean, I think everyone's under fly right now, except for Geometry, he wasn't. But yeah, right now it's looking very tense right now. As let's look at Klezer Haas. He's been not. I mean, we haven't heard much from the Haas either. But yeah, right now he's crossing the line, only 5th position, but still doing a good, decent job. T-Buck now on the Parabolica. He's about to go into the hairpin, and yeah, I mean he's going through. I think he might have cut that a little. Carries too much speed, and that is a lap time invalidated, I think. Well, let's see if the other drivers are here. Fish, the Alfa Romeo, the teammate of Little Max. He's the only Alfa Romeo to appear today, so I wonder if he will be able to actually get a better position, but no, he will not. Only 8th position. Now, Alex Folks, he is 10th position, away from New Roma by approximately a second and 2/10, I think. He's gonna go through the hairpin. He's gonna keep going. Alex Folks is still attempting, but as we see Fish too, he's gonna follow through. I don't know, I'm not entirely sure why he's on the mediums. That a little bit odd, but you know, everyone can do whatever they want.
Yes, that is pretty odd to go on the mediums in a track like this. Maybe some other tracks, but this track barely has any degradation. We had him cut here track limits. He's probably gonna go for one last try, one last. There is the announcement to start the final lap. We've got 40 seconds on the clock.
Alright, so now...
Yep.
No, and so yeah, now we got Y-Side. I think now he's getting on his out lap again. I don't know if Geometry is necessarily on his flying lap. It seems like he is. Geometry going through the right-hander. He's going to keep going. He touches the curb a little, touches the sausage curve. Going to go into the right-hander again, going into the sausage curve. Now, I wonder if he will be able to dislodge at least Y-Side's position of P2. If he will not, that's a decent job well done. But right now, he's seeming like he will be able to. Gonna go through the final corner. Will he be able to take pole position? No, he will not. Y-Side, I think, again, on his fire lap right now, attempting to take away from New Roma. I mean, I think this is how it basically will be. Seems a little bit wide for Y-Side. I'm not entirely sure if that's entirely, you know, if that's going to count for Y-Side. But you can see the AlphaTauri in front of him. You know, a little bit slow actually on the curbs. Gonna go a little bit wide. Going into such curve. Has a little bit of oversteer. I don't think he will be able to improve on that. And so yeah, no, I think he will have just a little bit too much. Has a little bit more oversteer. So yeah, I think he will be able to do this, and New Roma takes the first pole position. So yeah, I mean, that's a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, I mean, it's just how it is. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's just how.
So now we've got Q2 over. The driver's going to prepare for their qualifying Q3. The last run, there is gonna be the shot for the pole position. We've got only our top 5 moving in. That means we're gonna get a New Roma, Y-Side, Geometry.
Yep, and yeah, I think it did a good job. Well done. You can see that noob in the background. Big buff noob. Seems seems like a very good-looking man in general. But yeah, I mean, right now we're just focused on the race. Now I guess it's Q3 now. That's a little bit odd. I thought it would only count towards Q2 with only 15 people, but that is fine. Going into Q3, this is when everyone's just gonna attempt to push their hardest, do whatever they can in order to be able to do whatever to dislodge it. But yeah, I mean, right now it's still looking like it will come to the Williams side. New Roma, he's been doing very good, very nicely. And yeah.
Yep, his run in Q2 was very good. And we're gonna expect to see the same stuff from him in Q3, but we're gonna expect seeing some stuff from YZ as well. It's gonna be up to the 10th. The projected time is gonna be around 102.4 or 102.3 for the poll. We're gonna have the top 5 right there, and yeah, let's.
Yeah, so right now it's looking very close, very you know, yeah, on the geometry he will or might be able to get through and, you know, push just enough so that he can get that position. But right now, I mean, yeah, he's New Roma's been pretty clear of both of them, and I think, yeah, this is one of the tracks that I think is one of their strong suites compared to, you know, other tracks. And yeah, right now, person to watch right now is New Roma and YSI, I think. As we look at New Roma, he's got a 12.62 for his first sector. Gets a purple sector again. YSI just a little bit behind. New Roma's just putting in a better lap time with a 31.374. He's gonna cross the line. I mean, I think it will be obvious. He will try to take that pole position, but he will not. New Roma bins it. Not necessarily bins it, but he's 5/10 down of YSI, so I think he was struggling just a little bit in that last sector. As Elio sets his personal best. He's got a 13.432. So Elio in the Williams, he might be doing very good, but no, he only gets a corner cut. He gets a corner cut, so yeah, right now he's not doing amazing. Sukiyamaki, only red first sector, so I don't think he will be able to improve from that. But yeah, Omar, I mean, do you think that anybody will? That this order will change, or do you think that, you know, geometry will still stay P4 even though he was on his outlap?
Yes, so I don't think, I do think that the order will change. We had New Roma earlier on his lap. He was quicker, a lot quicker, and then in the third sector I didn't watch. I think something happened, possibly oversteer or understeer, or he lost 5/10 in that sector. That's the whole time he lost for that pole. We're gonna get geometry. He'll probably have his time. You've got another 11 minutes for him to set his time. I believe he's gonna get into probably around P3. It's gonna be a fight with Tsukimaki for the P3.
Yeah, but driver to watch right now is Elio. He's set 2 green sectors, only a 104.835 though, so I'm not entirely sure whether he will be able to keep improving that. New Roma on a purple first sector. He's improving very much. Going through the hairpin might go a little bit loud on here. But he's been doing very good. YSI green sector too, but not as good as him. YSI gets the purple second sector. New Roma, I'm doing whatever. But Tsukimaki gets a 102.9, and so he will probably be able to contend for second position. But he gets a green second sector from New Roma. 31.362. Crosses the line. Will he be able to improve? No. 102.904. Approximately, I think, around 5/10 down from YSI. But
whoa,
no,
what
New
a
Roma.
lap from New Roma.
No, never mind. Yeah, New Roma just took first position just out of nowhere. YSI, he's got a yellow second. No, yellow third sector. I think everybody else is still attempting to do whatever. Geometry only cutting his corners so far, not improving at all. What's up, Pogo? How are you in the chat, man? Yeah, right now it's still looking very, I don't know, geometry, he's still gonna have to, yeah, he's still gonna have to do whatever, he's still gonna have to,
Yeah, he's gonna have to put the time in, and New Roma that lap, he absolutely smashed our predictions for 102.3, that's a 102.287, that's super quick. He had a brilliant first sector below the 12.6, which is the usual. His second sector was approximately the same as Wacy, a few hundred slower, maybe 100 or 2. And then in the third sector, he was around the 10th or 2 quicker than him. That was a great lap. He breaks his record from the last qualifying by another 2 tenths. We're gonna get Geometry now on a lap, and Elio now on a lap. Elio with a 12.999, which is the best for him so far. And we've got the Geometry with a 12.676. That's around the 10th slower from Wacy. So let's see what it's gonna get.
yeah, I mean, right now, I think he might have cut the corner a little bit too much on that one. That's a yellow second sector, not second sector, first sector, geometry. Yeah, I think out of that lap, Tsukimaki preparing for his first lap. Elio though, his first lap was
we've got
Tsukimaki. He
crashes. Yes, he hit the wall.
He hits the wall. His left front. I mean, it's gone entirely. I mean, that's just mad, mate. So, I don't know. I mean, obviously, my condolences. But yeah, I mean, that's quite mad, mate. I mean, yeah, Nero, 102.287. That's pretty good. Yeah, yeah, so him, I think, might be coming in. Omar taking a little bit of a nap right now in a little. And yeah, I mean, now we were looking at the replay. Good thing to have. But yeah, I mean, I was just mad, man. I mean, to just hit the wall, did whatever. Yeah, it's bad. But yeah, everyone's just sick on their outlap right now. That's
Yes, and I received an update from I received an update from the stewards and the race director. That incident with Tsukimaki will not delay the session or cause anything, so that's gonna be nice. The barriers are fixed very quick. It wasn't that big of an impact. He maybe lost his tire, but the impact to the barrier itself was not that major, at all. So we're gonna have to race to continue.
yeah, I mean, it's a little bit too far away to call a red flag or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, right now everyone's geometry is still yet to set his lap time. I'm actually very surprised by that. So yeah.
Yes, now Geometry is on a quick lap, 12.685. Not that good a first sector, but a purple second sector by around 30 hundredths of a second. We're gonna watch him now down the final corner. I think it was alright there. It's gonna be up to the line. He goes second with the 102.411, which is quicker than his personal best as well.
Yeah, I mean, he did pretty well. White side, yellow second sector, green first sector with a 12.589. He will be on the flag, at least I think he will. He's gonna keep going. Goes a little bit wide so that he can get a little better of an entry speed into there and cross the line. What will he be able to do? Only P3. So yeah, I mean, that's that, I guess.
Yes, YC improves by not that much, by around 20 hundredths. Yeah, the last one was 102.484. That's 464, which is nice.
I mean, it's very, very competitive right now. Approximately 4.5 minutes to go. People will have to set in their best laps right now. Tsukimaki and Elio both have a first yellow first sector and a green second sector. As Tsukimaki crosses the finish line, will he be able to improve? No, he will not. 2 yellow second sectors. Elio, though, he will have to, and geometry has a little bit of a spin. But that was just his outlap. Elio, I think, yeah, he's still on his lap. Yeah, I don't know, it's like that. So yeah, what's your thoughts, Omar?
I see Elio. Yeah, I saw him earlier. I think on the medium compound for some reason. I guess that's the Williams call, but I can't doubt them. They got both of their cars into Q3. I guess he's gonna be going for a quicker run than the 104.835. That's around 2 seconds off the pace.
Yeah, and so right now, yeah, Geometry, YSI both have a yellow first sector again. Geometry, now it's switched again. Geometry was P3, I think, and YSI was P2. But I mean, still, there's still 2 minutes left to go of qualifying 3, and this will be very tense in terms of the race. Crosses the line, he will not improve.
That wasn't that much. He was a tenth slower than Euroma in the first sector, and then in the second sector he was equal. That's slower than his personal best in the second sector, but he was equal to Euroma. But it was all down to the first sector. I think it was the second turn right there that got him the hard-braking right top right hand, and then turn 3 the left hand into the DRS.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's right now, I think. Elio right now, 2 green sectors. I think he will maybe try to dislodge Tsukimaki. And so if we can watch Elio right now, he's, I think, on his final sector. But no, not anymore, actually. Never mind. But as we watch Geometry, first sector was yellow, or red actually. YSI is now on his outlap, I think. Now going into his flying lap.
And you see the Williams are super confident in New Roma. They are telling him not to go out for another lap. He still is going to sit in the garage. After his lap, he did not went out again to try and improve this one. I think they are confident that that's gonna be the fall time.
Yeah, and so now from a crew on the track, Hockenheim. How's the mood on the track in Hockenheim, man? How is it down there?
Alright, so first of all, the atmosphere is absolutely full of anticipation for this race. The circuit is very sunny today, very nice weather. I believe that everyone is highly excited for this race, the season opener of the Apex World Championship. A lot of fantastic drivers on the grid today, and yeah, I think everybody's excited to see how it goes and how all this plays out.
So, I mean, obviously we're not here in the pit lane right now, but you know, there's some people, people that are knocked out. What have they been saying about all of this? Have they been, you know, just been surprised about this? Like, what's the general mood of right now, and just the competitive nature? And who do you think will be able to take pole position?
Well, I think a lot of the drivers actually had the potential to take pole position. I mean, there's clear favorites among the drivers, so in my personal opinion, I think Geometry or New Roman actually have a solid chance as of right now to actually claim that pole position. And as it looks right now, I think it's New Roman who is on course to take pole position. And yeah, I haven't heard much from the drivers who have been knocked out in the earlier qualifying rounds. but I believe they're all eager to make a comeback in this race and actually show their pace off for the teams and get some points in.
Yeah, and so Omer now you see Elio with two yellow sectors. Now qualifying is now finished. I don't think anybody's on their flying lap. I think this is pretty much finished, and so now Elio's going into pit lane. New Roma takes pole position for the race with Scuderia 2-3. Omer, what's the prediction for this race? How do you think the Ferraris will do?
I think the Ferraris are gonna go very decent. It's gonna be very well. It's gonna be depends on how they are gonna get off the line, and you know the famous Ferrari strategy. It depends on how it's gonna be. They're gonna need to just stick on right behind New Roma, just stay with him, try and attack him if possible. Maybe try and look for the strategy, maybe surprise him with the strategy. I believe an overcut here could be powerful.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, now we're looking at the replay. You know, just Tsukimaki crossing the line, doing whatever. Just, you know, pretty smooth. He's a smooth operator. But, I mean, it's just in it. He's been doing pretty well as a midfield driver. Almost as a top row driver, but he will start in the second row. Geometry now. Yeah, a little bit of oversteer. A little bit odd. I don't know. It's like that. But yeah, I mean,
Yes,
the overall.
that's Tsukimaki. That was Tsukimaki right there. You can saw him going very, very deep into the hairpin, and there was his famous crash. This can be caused as well. This crash is very simple, to be honest. You just try to take the right turn without slowing down. If you are not exactly on the line without slowing down, you're just gonna end up within the wall.
Yeah, it's just pretty unfortunate. Wrong place, wrong time. But yeah, it's just how it is. Sad, but yeah, I guess that was just up to it. And so. I mean,
Here the driver goes for the formation lap. We've got the pole position for New Roma. We've got the two Ferraris right behind. That's gonna be a very interesting race. Yeah, Alvin, you can go ahead with the intro.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's beginning to get their strategies done. I think, yeah, Tsukimaki with the Haas alongside is on the mediums. I think everyone's on the mediums actually. Not entirely sure how many laps the race is, but I think it is enough for at least some type of strategy. So yeah, the cars are definitely not going to be played into consideration, considering the amount of slowness that it does provide. But I mean, it still is a very valuable tire. Provides the most durability that you can possibly have, and yeah, now it's looking very, very close. Safety car rows everyone behind. Everyone's gonna get into their grid positions, going through the S's. So yeah, Omer, do you think that, you know, I think it is New Roma. Do you think New Roma will be able to keep this this pole position, convert it into a win, or do you think he will be challenged by the others?
Yes, I do. I think he is very likely to turn this pole position into a win. Let's read the tires out real quick. We've got most of the grid on the mediums. We've got that Alpha Tari right there. This is the Alpha Tari of Tibak on P7 on the soft compound, and then we've got some Red Bull, the second Alpha Tari. So both Alpha Taris went with the soft tires. We've got another Red Bull in the back with soft tire and one of the Alpines in the back with soft tire. So most of the field are with the medium tires. There's gonna be expected between 25 to 30 laps.
Yep, just waiting on the drivers to be handled the 5 red lights. And yeah, now we're just making sure that everyone's in the right space and whatnot. And yeah, everyone's waiting. Bit of I think a missing spot in the back, but does not matter too much. The safety car is behind them. Everyone is waiting for it. It's a very anticipating race. First race of the season. And yeah, it will kickstart. If New Roma kicks off his win, he will lead the drivers' championship, and it will be a very good start for him. But we're just waiting on the 5 red lights, and so yeah, I mean.
Yes, we're gonna have 42 laps of racing around Hockenheim. The expected lap time is around 105 to 102, depends the gradation on entire type. So that's gonna be in quick calculation a little less than an hour.
Yep. And it is lights out and away we go. Everyone gets a good start. New Roma takes his first position. He gets into that DRS straight. Now he takes that first position. He holds it back. I think the Papayas and the 2 Ferraris, the 2 Scuderias, but the Williams, the 2. Not entirely sure. Elio, he's back into P5. Everyone's just making the moves. Geometry moves into first, but then New Roma takes into it first. Whiteside ahead of. Never mind. It's New Roma ahead of Elio, ahead of Whiteside. It's mad. So, what do you think, Homer?
Wow, what a start. We've got New Roma converting his pole right now, leading, not leading. The field is very close right now. What I can tell you is that Elio had a decent start. He went on to lead the race, and then he a little bit fell back. Now he's maintaining P3 and P4. We've got the fight between Tibak and Pickles. We both had a very good start. The fight for the P1.
Yeah, I mean it's just very close battles right now. I mean everyone's just swapping places. Even Tibak now, he's taking first position. He's leading now, but New Roma takes it back. New Roma's fighting very hard in order to keep this position, and it's just very close in terms of just battling. Now we're going into the second lap. Everyone's just keeping it very close and very tight with each other. So yeah, what do you think?
Yes, so the AlphaTauri of Tibak had a beautiful launch. He's gonna be on the soft compound leading the race. He went on a very good strategy. Went from P7 to P1 right now, leading by 3/10 from New Roma. Geometry took, and Elio, who maintained his P5 on to the race. YC had a terrible start. Lost 5 places from P2, P6, now P8. We've got, yeah.
And so yeah, down to you, Strawham. I mean, you're down in the pit lane. How's everything doing? I mean, there's a whole lot of action. And so yeah, how is it, Strawham? Just gonna be waiting a little for him to respond back.
Well, I don't think we have Strawman with us for a second. We'll be back to him. As now Geometry and New Roma. Geometry now goes to lead the race. And New Roma now goes. That's gonna be a little bit switching of places. The top 5 is locked on 1.5 seconds. Strawman, are you with us?
Yeah. I mean, now we're watching nothing. I mean, we're just watching Pokemon Aldo right now. I don't think we're watching any kind of action. I think that might be an issue of the streaming. But oh no, never mind. We're on the spectating screen. But yeah, right now we're watching New Roma right now. He's still maintaining that that
what
race.
happened to YC? I think YC. Yeah, I think he just crashed or something because we do not have YC anymore. Yeah, YC That's an official from the stewards. Weiss is out of the race. That's wow. That's a terrible start for him. That's super unfortunate for the Ferrari. Starting from P2 was a very favorite for this race podium, maybe a win, but he ends it on the second lap in the barrier.
Yeah, and so, yeah, T-Book, Tsukimaki, Alex. I think, yeah, Alex made a pretty good amount of moves. Weissai and Weissai, I think what happened to him? He's just, I think he might have crashed.
Yeah, he did. We got an official note from the steward saying that he's out of the race.
Yeah, and so, I mean, if we have a replay of the crash, which I don't think we have, yeah, it's very, I think, yeah, Weissai was doing very good. He could have locked in that 2-3. Now T-Book at the AlphaTauri, a very surprising move. I mean, he's only, I think, 7/10 behind, now 6/10, but I mean, he's still behind. And as Alex makes the move on Tsukimaki, he gets ahead of him. It's only 5/10 separating Tsukimaki and Alex. Yeah, Beast. I think, yeah, he was P10, and he's made 5 positions in the start. So yeah, I mean, everything is looking very good. And Doge too, I think he's also crashed out, I think.
Yep, he did. We don't have the official notes. Yep, there we go. Dodge DNF. We've got the official note. New Roma is going slowly for some reason. He showed that. For P1 he dropped down to P3. P4.
And yeah, everyone's saying about the server lag. I mean, I understand you guys. It's not much we can do though. It's just more so about the game in and of itself. But we still are attempting to do as good as we can as New Roma.
Oh yeah, I know what happened to New Roma. Yes. Sorry. We've received just another note from the stewards. New Roma had the 3 warnings and he had a slowdown. So we haven't talked about that. So let's go ahead quick now. If you get 3 warnings for track limit, you're gonna get a slowdown for, I think that's 3 seconds, that it slows you down to 80 kilometers per hour.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean I mean, New Roma, I mean, he was dominating completely. But now Alex, now we're looking at Alex now. He's been, I mean, it's very unexpected from the new Red Bull. He was P10. He's made up 10 positions, not 10, 9 positions, but he's still attempting to take that win. But New Roma, he's going back at it. I mean, I think Alex just got a slowdown penalty too. New Roma, he might be leading. But T-Book, I mean, T-Book is the one to look at right now. I mean, he's been leading and he's been doing a very good job as New Roma. I think he's still catching ahead of T-Book, and he's still trying to get him a lot as the Haas and the AlphaTauri. The Mercedes, actually, we haven't seen too much about the Mercedes, but Pickles makes a move on System, but System takes that position back. And so, yeah, I mean, it's very close battle between everyone right now. It's very close.
And we've got some from Stroman, our man on the pit lane. Some news about Dodge. You can go ahead.
Alright, so we've just recently heard from Dodge that there was actually a digital error, so his game crashed and therefore he went into the wall, caused him to DNF. There was not much he could do about it, but obviously he's very frustrated, had high anticipations for this race, hoped to finish in a high place and possibly gather some points, but that's now all gone, and he's got to wait until next race.
Yeah. I mean, you can go, Omer.
Yep, alright, so thank you, Stroman, on the pit lane again. Right now we've got T-Back on the soft compound pulling ahead. No, you know what, New Roma is coming at him. We've got Alex now overtakes New Roma for the P2. New Roma, I think, no, he did not get the slowdown penalty, but there's gonna be a good fight between the two. Alex and T-Back both on the soft compound, so they're gonna have a little bit of a different strategy with from New Roma.
Yep. I mean, yeah, the third is DNF. I mean, yeah, it was due to a computer error. Unfortunate, not our fault, not his fault, but just very unfortunate. He can wait until next race, though. He will be able to still come back from that. He has, I think, around 12 more races to go. Yeah, we will. I mean, he will still be able to be a contention for, first. But yeah, everyone's trying to take first. And so yeah, I mean, Pickle and Red, I think they're still trading positions too. There's New Roma and Alex too. It's a two-way battle. Through the Parabolica, everyone's going through the DRS straight. Everyone's getting DRS. You can see the Red Bulls and the Papayas and the Red Bulls and the Williams too. And so yeah, we're getting information about YSI in a little. Just a little bit of information about that. As New Roma, he's kind of fallen behind due to that slowdown penalty, but he has gained more positions, more time. Since that, we have, I think, around 33 laps of racing left to go. Yeah, Beast and he's still trying to catch up behind, but New Roma, it's a very close battle between both of them. Actually, the two Red Bulls, they're catching the Williams right now. Both of them have DRS, so it isn't like any of them have an advantage. And so yeah, down to you, Strahan. What do you have to say?
Right, so we've heard from YSI as well. He stated that he got teleported into a wall, so quote, he was turning and then he changed frame and then he was in a different place, his game froze and then he went into the wall. So fairly similar issue to what Doge has, except that his game entirely crashed, and it just caused YSI to crash into a wall, clipping one of his tires off, and yeah, he DNF'd.
Yeah, and so also right now with the discussion of T-Book, do you think the AlphaTauri will be able to snatch that victory, or do you think something may happen, or New Roma may catch up to Alex? As actually, never mind, as we're catching up to them. Yeah, what do you think, Strom?
Alright, so I personally think the battle for the first 4 positions is incredibly close. P4 not so much, but the fight for the win is definitely going to be on between Alec, T-Buck and New Roma. I think it's going to be a very, very, very tight battle down until the end, unless one of the drivers makes a mistake. But I think all of them have almost equal chances for the podium or the win as well.
Yeah, and also everyone's going through the hairpin. The Red Bull, I think, is going through. The Red Bull is actually dominating New Roma. His victory is snatched away from the Red Bull. Alex, I think that's what his name is. He's taking away, but New Roma, he's still trying to catch him behind. But I do not know if he will be able to take that win. It's a very close battle, 3-way battle. T-Buck was almost in contention, and he was almost very close to the win or the first position until he did make a mistake. As they're going into the 12th lap, it's going to be very close again. The Papayas, they're catching up too. P4, T-Buck, P3, ahead of Beast and Tisuk, Tsukimaki. So yeah, I mean, everything's just, it's a very close battle.
We saw that New Roma earlier, the overtake on that third sector. We saw how powerful that Williams City is in that second sector in quali already. That's now he's gonna pull ahead. He's gotta make sure he's gonna make no mistakes, and then he's gonna be ahead of both the soft users behind him. The pit window is gonna end. Is gonna open soon. Oh, and then New Roma goes off the track, gets a massive slowdown.
Yeah,
that's
the slowdown
very bad news
penalty.
for him.
Yeah, no, he's been making a lot of mistakes right now. That's the thing. Some people have 1 lap pace, but some other people, they really strive well in consistency. New Roma, I don't think he's too amazing on his consistency. But T-Buck, he's been keeping at least P1, P2, or P3. He's been keeping that podium spot for a while now.
New Roma so for that, New Roma just went into the pits to switch from the mediums to the soft. That's an interesting switch. considering this early of a race. What do you think, Calvin?
Yeah, I mean, it's only 13 laps in, and so I mean, with this information now, I think he will have to take a two-stop. If not, he will definitely struggle with this. I think the mediums do, fall off a little bit less, but I do still think they fall off, especially with that lack of grip. Yeah, that two-stop will definitely look very real for him. So yeah, the people on softs right now, I wonder if they're going to start pitting soon. I think the average degradation of when it starts to fall off is around 15 to 18 laps. If you really want to undercut, you can do you can do it earlier, like this lap now. But I mean, everyone's on the mediums, and so I wouldn't really predict them actually try to pit until somewhat around midway, or around 3/4 of the way through the race.
Yes, and these mediums, I guess we don't quite know. New Rome, I don't think he went over on the radio for that, but I think the mediums right there are just hard to control, have less grip than the soft compound. So probably New Roma prefers to go with the two-stop, but maybe his team believes that he's gonna be quicker on two sets of softs with an extra pit stop. So yeah, we'll see.
I mean, yeah, everyone's just chasing behind. I mean, I mean, the papayas, and it's just becoming a five-way battle actually at this point. Everyone's just chasing for that win right now. T-Book, he's still pushing. He's still not really defending, but he's pushing as hard as he can as to defend it. But Stroman, again, with something to say about the Ferrari. What do you want to say?
So previously for the race, I've talked to the team principal of Ferrari, and he was fairly sure that his drivers would at least pick up one podium. But currently, New Roma is made of places from his pit stop as well. He's just got back into P8. Geometry is in P2 though, so I think he is gonna be in contention for the podium, or at least or maybe the win as well. But the Red Bull and the AlphaTauri are very, very strong competitors, so it's gonna be a very, very close battle.
Yeah, I mean, the Scuderia, the last 2 seasons have been doing very well. The 2 drivers championships, of course. And yeah, I mean, they've been doing very well, but I mean, of course, it doesn't always necessarily matter in the past, because people can improve, and I think it is an entirely new team this season. So everyone's just trying to see whatever. As everyone starts to switch places, Geometry is leading by 2 seconds. And so yeah, he's got those softs on, but I mean, those softs will definitely take a bit of a performance hit as he gets into like the 18 laps, 20 laps, somewhere around that. Elber, what
Yes.
do you think?
We've seen T-Buck pit earlier then. Yeah, T-Buck just went in the pit from softs to mediums. He is going for the undercut on the rest of the field. The New Roma seems to be ahead of him right now, just fighting with T-Buck. New Roma will have probably an extra pit stop.
I mean, yeah, everything's looking very close to Enzo. The 2 AlphaTauris are actually battling very closely right now. T-Book, I think he has fallen behind. I'm not entirely sure why that happened. Geometry, though, he's 1 second clear, almost. Yeah, 1 second clear, basically, of Tsukimaki. New Roma making places from the start, not from the start, from the pit lane. Okay, yeah, T-Book pitted. So everyone's starting to pit now. Onto the mediums, both are the mediums. And so yeah, if people want to continue racing, very fastly, I think everyone will either do. I think some of the people now are offsetting a little to the undercut. So yeah, if people don't start pitting a lap from now, I mean, I think they will suffer greatly from that. But right now it's very close.
They will. We saw the Red Bull of Alex and the McLaren of Tsukamaki both getting in the pit for the mediums. The Red Bull crew team, as usual, had very quick stop. The McLaren a little bit slower as we see Tsukamaki 2 seconds behind Alex, both on the mediums. Both are around 2 to 4 seconds. Yeah, that's 4 seconds now behind the T-Back. And T-Back is 2 seconds behind New Roma. The New Roma, I think if Geometry will pit, New Roma will end up ahead of him.
Yeah, and so yeah, right now it's seeming like Geometry is just trying to do an overcut right now, which I would say is a decent strategy if you are the faster car, and I think he might be. He's 6 seconds clear of Beast, but that time may fall down as let's check Geometry. He's on his soft still, and so yeah, his tires will definitely start to fall off now, and it's definitely going to start struggling now. If he doesn't pit within 2 laps, I mean, I think he will start to lose that overcut advantage, or battling or going against towards that undercut. And so yeah, I mean, let's see if he pits. He does not pit, or he does. Never mind, actually.
Yeah, he had to pit. He lost 6 tenths on that last lap. Not this one, the one earlier. 6 tenths to New Roma, who is maintaining a 104.0.
And so yeah, I mean, Blotz, he DNFs actually. Never. Let's look at Blotz real quick. I mean, I'm not entirely sure if he's even here. But no, he isn't. But wow, I mean, surprising. I mean, Blot, he DNFs too. Let's see if Strahem can get some information off of that. But meanwhile, look at Geometry. Let's look at the tires that he's pit on. He's pit on softs again, and so he will definitely do a 2-stop again. This I think this entire race is more so towards the soft tires than 2 stops. And the thing, I mean, I said before, some of the people, I think they might have to just put on the hards if they want to do 1 stops, because right now the softs and mediums do way too much degradation to last an entire 42 laps. So yeah, what do you think?
We'll see the degradation coming in for the soft tire. Is Beast still out on the same soft compound from the start? I don't think he is based on the lap times. He's done a 103.5 earlier, but I am not sure.
Yeah, and so Beast, he countered that overcut, mainly because Geometry did pit a little bit too late. But yeah, right now Beast is he's still trying to keep that victory in his mind. And Geometry, I mean, he's still coming behind. New Roma, 3 seconds behind Geometry. But right now it's a 3-way battle between the Papayas, the Papaya, Red Bull, and the AlphaTauri, going into the left-hander. I mean, yeah, it's a very close battle. Everyone's gonna go. It's building a little bit of a gap now. T-Book is P4, doing a very impressive job with the mediums that he's on right now. Nobody has a tire advantage. Nobody has a car advantage. It's just pure racing right now. But I think he might have gone a little bit wide off of there. And Alex, he's out. He's not out, but he's just lost it completely. So yeah, what do you think now, Homer?
Yes, Alex right there. It looks like he's very struggling on the medium compound. He had another slowdown penalty. He's losing the rest of the pack, and his chance of maybe going to podium on New Roma. I think the pit time is around 5 to 7 seconds of loss, either between 5 to 8 seconds of lost time in the pit lane. So right now New Roma is going to pit. He's gonna end up within T-Back and Tsukamoto fight.
Yeah, no, I mean, everyone's very close right now. T-Book and Tsukimaki, I think that's his name. They're having a very close battle. Going to the final corner, New Roma, he's gonna cross again. We're about halfway through the race. Beast leading now. Geometry was leading. Geometry is 1.6 seconds. He was 3 seconds away a few laps ago. So yeah, I mean, it's just yeah, it's just very, very weird. So yeah, Omer, what do you think?
I don't know. The fight gonna be a little tough. Yeah, they still are close. Both Tibak and Tsukomaki. I think for the win, Beast. I think maybe he's gonna go for the win. Let's compare some lap time. So Geometry just set the fastest lap with a 102.7, which is, yes, that's the fastest lap. We're seeing Beast now enter the pits, switching to a new soft compound. Just to remind our viewers, we've had we have two compound run, which meaning you can't stay on soft the entire race. You need to either use soft, mediums, or hards. So you need to use two compounds. Probably we won't see hard as you said earlier, but yep, that's gonna depend on the strategy.
Yep, down in the pit, well, Stroham has something to say about Red Bull. What do you want to say, Stroham?
Right, so I've just had a conversation with the team principal of Red Bull, the unified one. So he's mentioned that his drivers had very high hopes for this race. I mean, I believe Geometry has just retaken the lead, but Beast is still in contention for the podium with the other Ferrari driver. And yeah, they've had fairly good qualifying. They love the track, and they're good with the different compounds. And he's pretty confident that they will score some points today and possibly finish in the podium. And he has high hopes for the season. He's made a good team for himself, and yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Stroham. Thank you for the information. As Tsukimaki and Tibuk go into the first corner again, they're going to get very close. Actually, going through the DRS straight, going to go into the second corner. Now going into the Parabolica. They're still very, I mean, Tsukimaki is still leading ahead of Tibuk. Tibuk's still going to have to find a way to pressure Tsukimaki in order to find a way of actually, you know, trying to dislodge him. But, Omer, what do you think?
Yes, I think on that battle is gonna be tough. I don't know if that battle, unless we get any safety car, they are 6 seconds behind, and it doesn't look like they are going to catch up to Beast, because Beast is on a new tire. So I don't think they are going to go for the podium. It's gonna be depends on any safety car is gonna happen. It's gonna give him a chance, and they depend on when New Roma is going to pit.
Yeah. So I'm surprised that there is no safety cars yet. I mean, the crashes have had, I think, around 3 DNFs, and nobody's, you know, really tried to push out any safety cars. But I mean, not saying that we should have a safety car right now, because obviously there is no incidents to happen. But just a little bit to go. Tsukimaki goes a little bit wide, goes a little bit off of the curbing. Tibuk, he's still focusing. So the main problem, not the main problem, the main concern about this race is just more about consistency. You can always have one lap pace, but the people that usually have one lap pace, they usually can't consistently put in good laps for the remainder. So yeah, I mean, it's just very close right now. And yeah, the gaps are looking very close. Klez and Enzo in P11 and P12, they're looking very close actually. As we can look at Klez now in the Haas, they're still very close. And yeah, it's a two-way battle actually. But yeah, everyone's still trying to get to each other. And you know, Tsukimaki, Beast, actually no, not Tsukimaki, Beast in New Roma, they're fighting for second and third right now. New Roma's teammates, I'm not entirely sure, Fish, I think, P6, and Beast, I forgot his team, but I think he was doing pretty well. In the, not entirely sure, in the Williams, I think, yeah, or not,
Yes,
not in the Williams, in the Red Bull.
Beast still is doing very well. Now we see New Roma's tires drop off a cliff, not drop, dive off a cliff at zone. He is a whole second slower than Beast, who's in a new soft compound, and Geometry, who is 4/10 quicker than him. I think there's gonna be time for New Roma to pit, go for these tires, go for the pit 3, and that's exactly what he does. New Roma is pulling into the pits. He's seeing the lap time loose. he's now going to switch to the soft compound. It's going to take him to the end of the race. We're going to see where he's going to come out.
So I think New Roma did pit earlier, right? And so yeah, I mean, he pitted 2 times already, and so if this turns into a 3-stop or a 4-stop, I mean that would just be mad. I mean, everyone's just on the hards, not on the hards, not the softs. And that's the main concern though, because everyone's just focusing so much on pushing flat out, but nobody's deciding, hey, I want to go on the hards, even though it is not necessarily the best tire. It will provide the most amount of strategy because you can stay out the longest. Yes, you may lose some time, but it's still fast enough to the point where you can attempt an overcut and you can prevent that time lost from 2 or 3 pit stops done. So yeah, what do you think, Omer, and what do you think of the tire stuff?
Let's say, I think maybe the hard tires are going to be used for the season. I do not think they are going to be used right here on this specific race, because the tires are the hard tires are they are way slower on Germany than you gain. So you're gonna lose more time because the hard tires are slower, and it's not gonna be that much of a factor the laps that they are going to continue on. So I don't think you'll have that much of a gain using the hard tires because the degradation here, as we said earlier, is pretty low.
Yeah, but when looking at like a track like Turkey, especially Turkey, tire drag is terrible there. Absolutely horrid. And so I mean the hards can probably be used a little bit more there, but I mean, yeah, for Hockenheim, I think, yeah, it is stuck to just this. But yeah, now for the pit wall, Strawhan has something to say.
So we've just got word from the Ferrari team principal, but he's very sad about Weissai's DNF, but he firmly believes that Weissai will make a comeback next race and fight for points, podium or win. He's not too sure about that yet. So yeah, Geometry is now in the lead with 2 seconds, so his prediction is that he's actually gonna go ahead and grab the win.
Yeah, I mean, Geometry, I mean, if he's able to preserve these tires for even longer, if he even can, because he's 2.5 seconds. Beast, I mean, he might be able to, you know, he might have to pit, but at the same time, I mean, it's still a very long way to go. A lot of stuff to do, a lot of things to worry. Tire management is not necessarily a thing that people are too familiar with in this game. But I mean, yeah, as long as, you know, you're a little bit less aggressive on the tires, if you don't, you know, do too much on the tires, yes, you will lose pace, but it will be very worth it in the long run, and that's what people really need to worry about instead of just flat out pushing, because if you do flat out push and now Tiba goes into pits, and you know your tires are just gonna be killing you. Yeah, what do you think, Omar?
Alright, yes, so I think that statement is correct. That's gonna be all out for the tires, that's gonna be all for the degradation. You don't need to push that hard. We've got 13 laps to go. We've got a lot of changes that is possible. Beast Rider is just going into the 1 second of Geometry, and we're seeing New Rome overtaking Tsukimaki for that for the podium position. I don't think he's gonna have a shot at the 2nd place, but that's gonna be an interesting battle for P3.
Yeah, New Roma, I mean, he's been on fire. I mean, he's only 16 seconds behind, and with the possibility of Beast in Geometry gets overtaken, he is in the pits. So yeah, I mean, New Roma, even though yes, he is 16 seconds behind, he might be able to with the people that might be pitting now. There's only 11 laps to go. People might be pitting now, but it's always a little bit uncertain as we keep going on to the race. Yeah, we're more than halfway through. We're almost a quarter way through, and so yeah, I mean, it's looking very, you know, it's looking very close between Tsukimaki, New Roma, and Geometry. He's only 8 seconds behind Beast. I wonder if he's going to be able to preserve his tires for long enough to even be able to make that stick.
Yeah, New Roma went very, very, very deep on that hairpin. Got a slow down penalty. That's not gonna help him at all. Although Tsuki's on the old mediums, on the slower mediums, so that's gonna be interesting. I think New Roma will catch back up. Maybe he can get the place. It's gonna be depends on Tsuki's strategy. He may be going for the end. Maybe he's gonna pitch. We see Beast now getting in and out of the pitch. On the new softs, he saw Geometry behind him pitting. Geometry went for the undercut and he got it. He has 3 seconds of an advantage over Beast. That was a good call to call him in.
Yeah, I mean, Geometry, he's still. I mean, yeah, he was a few seconds behind of Beast, but now Beast is falling behind. I mean, yeah, he might be able to go for that win, but right now his tires are completely falling off a cliff. We have 10 laps to go. And yeah, right now it's looking very close. I mean, who knows if he will be even able to make that work. But as we see right now, New Roma tries to take that move on the Papaya, but right now it just doesn't stick. But I think it does stick. Tsukimaki moves down to P4. New Roma takes that podium trophy again. So yeah, I mean, everything's looking very close. Alex and T-Book, I think, are also having a very close battle too. And so yeah, both the AlphaTauris falling right behind. He's on the softs, the AlphaTauri, so he might get a tire advantage, but it depends who you know, if he pitted earlier, which I'm not entirely sure of. And yeah, I mean, T-Book takes the move and he goes to the final quarter, goes into the 33rd lap, not leading, but you know, taking that 5th position. Some good points. So yeah, what do you think, Omer?
I think that Tsuki, I don't think I saw. I just saw Tsuki dive in the pits, get in the new soft. I think that was the right call. That was I was about to say. The right call from McLaren that now he's gonna fight out for the P4 with all of the people with the older tires. I think Beast is now going slower as well. He's losing time to Geometry. That's up to 4 seconds already. They have 1 lap of a difference between the tire age. So I don't know if that's gonna be that major. He has 9 laps to go, and it's gonna be tough for him to earn that 4 seconds. Although he has a little more pressure tires, but yeah, that's gonna be interesting. As well as New Roma, 12 seconds behind. I think he's secured on his P12. He's had another slowdown penalty. He needs just to stay out of this. He has T-Back behind him on his soft. He has a group of 4 people on the soft tire behind him.
Yeah, and so I'm hearing from the stewards right now. I mean, some people are abusing from, especially Geometry. He's only lost 8 seconds in the pit lane, and so I mean, something might be happening. And so yeah, I mean, this is a very boring race. Well, not a boring race, but you know, it's been very anticlimactic. Only people have only lost 1 position, and they've immediately gone back. And so some of the people, you know, they're probably abusing that thing, and it is very much, you know, setting off the tire strategy. People can just do 4 stops and not worry about anything. But now we're hearing from Arc Data about the pit lane speed thing. And so yeah, to you, Arc Data.
Alright, well, I mean, I want to say a couple of things, not only about the pit lane speed, but overall talk about the race that's going on currently. It is the first race of the season. We expected a lot of stuff to maybe go wrong. We couldn't have prevented everything. Obviously, bugs, lag, and all that sort of stuff was expected due to the amount of drivers that are on the grid from the beginning of the race. So I'm not surprised that everything is kind of maybe falling apart or whatnot on the ends, but we do have to adjust some of the rules, especially for pit lanes, because it's really a game changer. 8 seconds is not a little time to just manage on, and that can lead to people getting angry or getting passed on a lot of occasions. And some of also the stuff that we have to talk about over is people respawning right after the crashes that happen on the track. I mean, we had 3 DNFs so far during the race, and those DNFs could have possibly been a safety car that could change and maybe alter the outcome of the race, which, of course, people would find very, very what can I say? Very interesting. Yeah, it depends. Like, people are going for the points, of course. For the first spot, 25 points is a lot of points for the season. It puts you in advantage out of every other driver. But again, we do have to adjust a lot of the rules for the race, especially let people know what to do and what to not do. But I mean, for a first race, I want to say that it's going a bit better than I was expecting, even because it's not only us that are having issues, it's also the game and Roblox itself that sometimes messes up the experience for everyone, which we can't really fix. Stuff like the game crashing or the extreme lag putting you in disadvantage. It's only so much we can do, but yeah, I can say with certain that we'll try.
Roma. Let's look at New Roma now. I think he might have crashed, actually. Looking at him now, I think he has DNF'd. Let's look at him now. I mean, he's completely off now. Unfortunately, we couldn't see it, but yeah, he did crash. Thanks to whoever said that. Yeah, we've only got 5 laps to go. New Roma, his sights of winning just completely gone. And so yeah, what do you think is I mean, for next race, do you think the pit lanes, who are you just gonna, you know, look at it even more, or are you just gonna have that 8-second gap that they usually have?
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely try and have marshals and look over the pit lane itself only and see if people are actually abusing that, whatnot. I think having such as 3 members of staff looking over the whole race is not enough, most certainly, for everything that's going on, crashes, watching if people abuse bugs, and safety car driver being on alert to go out at any time. So I think we'll definitely have to bump up in some people to help during the race. But yeah, we'll definitely have it more strict next race to make sure none of that happens again.
Well, thank you very much, Arcdata. Now we go to Stroman for the pit lane. What you have to say about Blott's DNF?
Alright, so I've heard from Blott personally. He was just about to pit, didn't pay much attention, and therefore just went into the wall. It was his own fault, to be honest. Yeah, he just clipped into the pit wall. And I've also got word from the team principal of his team. He said that for now this has been a very disappointing result. But he believes that Klezerker can pick up some points. He's currently in P9, so that's going to be a fairly close battle for the points, but he's confident that he can hold his position.
Thank you very much, Stroman. As Elmer, to you now. Do you think that Geometry will be able to keep this win, even with a little bit of the controversy of the pit lane incident? Yeah, do you think he will be able to keep that win and just keep that pressure off of himself?
Geometry, yes, I think that Geometry will be able to win it. And for further penalties regarding that incident, I think, or further penalties at all, I think it's just, if he'll maintain that 5 seconds ahead, he's gonna be safe or anything. Who knows what will come up. Yeah, he just has now the 6 seconds advantage. He just needs to maintain it, and that's it.
Yeah, and so everything's looking. It's looking like it's staying the way it is, except for T-Book and Fish. Battle for 4th and 5th. Fish gets a little bit into the inside, but then T-Book makes the move again. He gets into the curb again, going into the right corner. Right-hander, they're gonna go into the surface curve, and I mean, yeah, T-Book gets ahead, but this corner is a little bit tricky. But yeah, Fish goes a little bit too wide for comfort, and we have 2 laps to go, and T-Book, I think, will maintain that 4th position. Now we have 2 laps to go, just a little bit less. Beast, he's been gaining actually a little bit. He's been gaining, I think, half a second full of Geometry, but I don't think it will be enough right now as Fish chases T-Book down through the Parabolica, going into the hairpin now. I mean, this exit speed is really important. And now, yeah, Fish makes the move on T-Book, but T-Book, I think he's still inching ahead. But no, T-Book's actually behind. But it's gonna go back to Fish. It's very close battle right now. I don't know. It's very close. But yeah, as we're going into the penultimate lap, I mean, it's a very close battle. Very, very close. But yeah, let's look at Geometry now. I mean, he's been going through, and yeah, Omar, what's your thoughts on Geometry so far?
Geometry, he's performed brilliantly, converting, not the pole, converting, I think he started third on the grid, converting that to a possible win with just another lap and a half right there on the hairpin. That's gonna be close to his winning. He's 8 seconds ahead, I think safe from anything, little bit incident of there, but that's gonna be all good. I think he's got 1 lap to go, 1 more lap, and then he's gonna bring home the first win to the Scuderia.
It's been 112 days since the last race of this league. It's been 2 World Drivers Constructors Championships by Ferrari. It's looking like a little bit of deja vu right here. Geometry is in P1. It's almost 2.8 miles more of the circuit. He's gonna go through the hairpin. He's gonna keep trying. Everyone's battling, but the main focus is just all at Geometry. Ferrari, they've been doing very well in the past few seasons. But I mean, as he goes through the right-hander, he's gonna go through the right-hander again, going into the Sot's curve. This is his rookie season, but I mean, he's going through it. He's gonna go through it through the S's, and he's gonna go through the final corner. And Geometry, I mean, he's taken the first position. He takes the victory, almost P3 today, but he wins the German Grand Prix. Absolutely crazy, man. And Bistava finishes second. Tsukimaki, after great efforts, takes P3. T-Book going P4 after an amazing fight with Fish. And yeah, I mean, it's just been a crazy race.
On Halap, we've got the fight for the points. Fittless and Enzo, both of them fight for the P10 for the 1 point. We see T-Back finishing 4th, Fish behind him for 5th. It's gonna be Red Jelly on 6. Alex is gonna finish on 7 at Red Bull. There's been a little bit of a disappointment today. We expected a little bit more. Elio gonna finish 8th after qualifying into Q3. Pickles pulls ahead. Yes, he's gonna go to P10 and ends up P11, System P12, and that's gonna be it for the German Grand Prix.
Yeah, I mean, for the first race, I mean, I would say it was pretty good, pretty decent for everything. I mean, it's been a good race, good racing, good strategy. Obviously, we can improve from this, but for the first race, I think, especially coming from yesterday, commentary-wise, racing-wise, and everything, I think it's been very good. As Geometry, I think, yeah, he's celebrating now. His first race of the season. Ferrari, the Scuderia, lead the Drivers' Championship. And so, yeah, I mean, it's good effort from Geometry. We were talking about him only being P3 or finishing in the podium today, but yeah, it's very good. And so, yeah, Omar, I think, yeah, you can start doing interviews when we get back into the pit lane. And so, yeah.
So we've got that final trio right there. We'll go ahead and hop in a VC with them. Yep, we'll have the ceremony. We'll have 5 minutes, and then we'll start the interviews with the drivers.
So yeah, Strollman, I think he might have something to add on. You can speak now if you do.
Right, we've just had feedback from Geometry himself, the driver who won the race. He's obviously very sad that his teammate was not able to finish the race on behalf of a technical error. but he's very happy for himself that he's put the team into a lead for the Constructors' Championship. He's put himself in the lead for the Drivers' Championship. He's gotten P1 the fastest lap. He's been amazing in qualifying today, and yeah, I would say he's pretty satisfied with his performance.
Yeah, I mean, I think pretty shortly after we're gonna get some driver interviews with the top three. As the safety car rolls through, reverses very snugly, and as we watch Frosty right here, Ronaldo's jersey. But now we see the Ferrari, Red Bull, and the Papayas, all in the podium spots. Very well deserved. Good race by all of them. Red Bull take P2, very surprising effort. Seems like just seems like geometry can't do it. Let's join the voice channels to start the interviews. Omer.
Yes, alright, so we're gonna be holding the interviews in the public lobby in the main server.
Alright, firstly, let's join.
Alright, let's see what do you have here.
Wait, didn't Beast win from P16 and P2?
Who? Sorry? Alright, so let's get the top three real quick, but just ping us in general.
Yeah,
and
ping us in
then,
general.
we'll start to interview you guys.
I'll send in a message. I'll send in a top 3 thing in general.
Oh, seems like the top three isn't necessarily coming in.
I've got a ping. Hold up. No, let's see. I'll ping them.
Yeah, good race, everyone. Good stuff, pretty smooth, nice. I think we did good. We'll be working on the race highlights shortly after. It's just a little bit more polished, more things, more features. As we're looking at the safety car drivers, very, very good looking indeed.
I'll ping them. Geometry business.
And so yeah, I mean, we're doing top three first, and then we're doing the rest if they do want to.
Yes, alright, so I see Tsuk right there with us. Tsuk, let me know if you're in the game. I see the VC would start with you, you're P3.
And so if you can either speak to me or you can just speak into the mic.
Yeah, that's Tsuki right there. That's you? Yep, alright. So Tsuki, if you want, you either message me in the DMs and I'll read out your answers. So, that's been nice drive for you. Your strategy was very decent. Yeah, you pulled ahead. How was the fight at all?
Just gonna avoid in a little bit.
Yeah, he said the things, the fights were very hard. He says that my tires were dead. Yeah, we could have saw that, but you still managed to pull ahead of T-Back in the AlphaTauri.
He did pretty well. And then let's see the other drivers. I don't think Beast is here yet, or Geometry. Let's talk with New Roma actually.
Hold up a second. I said yes. I had Fresh Soft that helped him in the fight. Alright, thank you, Tsuki Mati. That was a great performance from you today. Yeah, go celebrate it. Good job.
Alright, so New Roma, I think just person that DNF'd a little, just left the race. But so yeah, the New Roma, I mean, you did pretty good today. So what happened? I mean, I know you to crash out because of the lag and whatnot. But yeah, what were you thinking coming into this race, and how do you think you did?
Does it sound good? Can you hear?
Sort of. Just have a little bit further away.
All right. So I think I got good for my first race, and
Yeah.
the problem was I was getting a lot of CCs,
Yeah.
AK coordinates. I was not happy that I was getting a lot of them. I'll try to improve on my next race and hopefully not get another disconnection. I need to
Yeah.
pray for my though.
Yeah. And then also, yeah, let's talk to actually geometry now, if you can speak now. Geometry. All right. And so, yeah, how did you think going into this race? I know you qualified P3, and you had the good results going into it. And yeah, we talked a little bit about it on stream about your teammates and whatnot. But yeah, what did you think set you for success in order, like in terms of tire strategy? And yeah, what were you thinking in terms of tire strategy?
I think I actually finished P2 in qualification.
Oh yeah, P2, yeah.
And yeah, too bad for my teammate that he crashed out. He actually had a glitch. I don't know what happened. It's a great first race. The tire strategy wasn't really like anything crazy. It was just like getting rid of the mediums as fast as I can because they are so bad on Hockenheim. It's so much better to be on softs. So I like did it like five laps into mediums. I did it already. So run for a 4-stopper. I think or 3. I don't care. It was actually a great win. Too bad light wasn't there. It could have been a fight, maybe. But P1 and fastest lap, that's a great start.
All right, thank you. I mean, if anybody else wants to get an interview, that's good.
I'll talk.
But,
I finished P4.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, T-Back, yeah, let's go with you. So, we saw you on the strategy right there. It was a little bit of a disappointment. Do you have anything to say about the strategy?
Well, I will say my AlphaTauri engineers, we stuck to the strategy of lap 15, pit for mediums, lap 29, pit for softs. Started out great, had the lead for a couple laps, but I was committed to the strategy, so I didn't want to disappoint my engineer.
I mean, yeah. Oh no, sorry. But I mean, could you think about any kinds of overcuts or undercuts? I mean, because everyone's, the undercut is a very powerful tool, and so did you guys ever talk about that, or was it just like, well, we'll just stick to it and we won't care?
On lap 15, I think, when I was in second, I think geometry just overtook me. I was thinking, should I stay out a little more, try and keep pace? But I was like, no, I'm gonna stick to the strategy. We're gonna see how this plays out. And
Alright.
and I'm pretty happy with my results. I'm a rookie here. It's like my first ever time doing these races. I started P7, finished P4. It's not too bad. Just a little unfortunate my teammate Enzo could not squeak out P10, but we're gonna get better. And I mean, AlphaTauri, we're here to play, man. We're ready to go.
All right, thank you very much. If everybody else wants to get some interview, that's all right. But yeah, I think now it's time to end. Good result from everyone. We had a good race, good everything. Yeah, Ferrari, Red Bull, Papayas, podium. But yeah, I think that's the end of it now. Frosty, you can end the stream. But yeah, that's all really.